What's up guys? In today's video, I'm going to show you 5 mistakes that new and inexperienced Apex players make, how to correct it, and hopefully this will help you boost your gameplay to the next level. As always, if you guys enjoy the video, be sure to like and subscribe. Let's get into it. Just a side note, these tips are not in any specific order. They're more just 5 general tips to help you improve. Starting out at tip number 1, let's talk about gunfights. Other games like Warzone have particularly fast TTK or time to kill, allowing you to easily take on multiple opponents at the same time. Apex is a lot different in this aspect as the time to kill is a lot longer. With this, you'll hear new players frequently say things like people have too much health or the guns don't do enough damage. This is a common misconception for new players and really comes down to 2 essential factors: understanding how much health an enemy has and your ability to track them while shooting. When you shoot somebody, the game gives you all of the information you need by telling you what type of armor they have and whether or not you're dealing flesh damage. In this clip right here, you can see I start shooting the enemy and I immediately know that they have purple armor. A common thing I see with new players is that they are immediately intimidated by the color of armor that an enemy is wearing, especially when it's gold. In this situation specifically, I know that I've already hurt Ash, and even if I only had white armor and I'm shooting her and I see that she has purple, I know that I've already dealt almost all of her shield damage and I start playing more aggressive. Let's talk about tracking. Tracking is going to be a huge factor in whether or not you're successful in Apex. Play around with your sensitivity, play around with your FOV, and find something that feels comfortable to you. Not what the pros are using, not what your friend who's been playing since season 2 is using. Find something that works for you. Generally, when I see new players complain about not being able to kill enemies, it's because, let's be honest, they're missing half of the clip and then they're having to reload and they're losing their fights. Now, I know it's like a joke at this point, but seriously, if you're having issues hitting your shots consistently, try AimLabs or Kovacs. AimLabs is free and you can download it and start working on your sensitivity. Let's talk about heals for a moment. When I first started playing Apex, I had no idea what I was supposed to be carrying. Should I have a bunch of these Phoenix kits? They heal all of my shields and all of my health. They seem really great. As a general rule, this is what my bag usually looks like. Ammo for both of my weapons. I'll carry 1 stack of med kits. If I can't find any med kits, I'll carry 1 to 2 stacks of syringes. I'll carry as many batteries as I possibly can, and usually 1 or 2 stacks of cells. It's pretty common to see people carry a lot of bats and no cells, but then you take a little bit of damage and you have to use an entire bat in order to heal up. Understand that sometimes you don't have to be full health in order to help your team. Right here, I'm pretty hurt, but my team shows up to help, and I know that we have numbers, so I push up with Horizon in order to secure the last kill on this team and get the squad wipe. You may not always have the opportunity to pop a big heal like a med kit or a bat or a Phoenix kit, so instead, practice using syringes and cells to heal up slowly while moving around during a fight. Number 3, let's talk about verticality. This one is huge. One of the greatest things about Apex is the movement and the ability to scale walls and buildings. When fighting, try to break out of the mindset of left and right, forward and back, and think more about up and down. Putting shots into an enemy and then immediately scaling to the 2nd floor of a building is a great way to catch them off guard. Always try to be aware of your windows and your angles when you're inside of a building or near a large structure. In this clip, you can see that the enemy has height, and it makes it extremely hard to defend myself or even fight back. Always think up and down in Apex and play your verticality when you can. Let's talk about overlooting. This is something that you see in beginner players, but also intermediate players. What do I mean by overlooting? If you roll up on a third party, you finish off the last guy and there's 6 boxes on the ground, absolutely. Make sure you go through, grab the bats, grab the attachments, and make sure you get the stuff that you can use. What I'm talking about is that player that we all know, the one that gets to the POI and has to loot every single building, every single pill. They want to get every attachment for their weapon. They're looking to get purple armor and purple helmets and all the meds, and they're trying to basically set themselves up with the most perfect inventory before they push fights. This mindset's bad for 2 reasons. 1, it's going to lead to some really boring games. I know we all hate those games where you land, you get looted up, and there's 5 teams left. You're running around, you're looking for teams. Now it's in a top 3. You get into 1 fight and the game is over. Whether you win or lose, that's not fun. But also, if the only time you get into a fight is when you have a specific weapon with all of the attachments, you're holding yourself back as a player. This is a terrible mindset because some games you're not going to get that gun you want. Some games you're going to be forced to use some kind of wonky loadouts, but you have to learn to be comfortable in those situations because that's what makes a really good player. Being able to land, grab a Mozambique and a 30-30 and still kill an entire team is is part of the growth of this game. So stop relying on attachments, stop overlooting, and start pushing more fights. Which brings me to my last tip, which is going to be a tough pill to swallow for some of you, especially if you like to play aggressive, but you need to hear it. Too many times I get paired with random teammates or new players, and they want to land at the hottest possible drops because they saw Asu or a Shiv do it. They always have the same excuse. If you want to get better, you have to land hot. Now, don't get me wrong. There is some truth to this. If you want to get better, you do have to get into more fights, but you have to do it intelligently. Landing hot with 15 other people at the same building will not make you a better player. When you land in a building and you can't get a weapon because of the RNG, you're just wasting your time. A better strategy is to land uncontested. Loot up with your team, then push fights. Push all the fights, but do it in a strategic and intelligent way. In this clip, my teammates decide they want to land at the hottest drop possible. They land, they get no kills, they get knocked, and they quit out instantly. This is not how you get better. This isn't how you improve. If you want to get better, land near a hot drop, loot up quickly, and then push fights intelligently. That does it for this week's video, guys. I hope these tips helped you out. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to like and subscribe. And as always, I'll see you guys in the next one.